Good evening, everybody. Well, we are back again. I did skip ahead a little bit. Um, as you can see, I partially finished the workshop and started stocking it. Moved all the equipment, all the stuff that I've been foraging into boxes that are labeled, as well as placed the forge that we got the blueprint for yesterday. Also, I'm going to be adding at the top here, in preparation for flying vultures, I'm going to be adding spike traps so that while I can shoot them through the grates, they also take damage, and you can see those from down here at the bottom as well. I did add another cooking stove and did finally get the recipe for the bacon and eggs and the red tea so that I can sort out some of the issues that I have with food and drink. So we are in pretty good shape, and as you can see at the top, that red number 7 means tonight is Bloodmoon, or what we usually call Horde Night. So we'll be able to deal with that here pretty shortly. Just taking a couple of minutes, organizing things a bit more before it's go time. Want to make sure that we keep things as organized as we can, because it's going to be a little hard for us to keep track of what we have if it's all mixed up. So we have a medication box, we have raw materials, which is basically anything that you can get out of the ground or from an animal. Our components are anything that takes other pieces to make. And basically we just try to keep things as organized as we can, because that makes it much easier at a glance to see if I have what I need when it comes time to upgrade. So I'm basically just running around like a chicken with my head cut off, putting things where they belong, and we are pretty much ready to go. I did take some time yesterday after the stream and got myself a dew collector so that I can solve the water problem. So we are now able to generate our own murky water and then take it to the fire pit, make it into drinking water. So we now have a ready supply of water and a reasonably consistent supply of food. So those are two issues that we were having before that we should not have much of an issue of anymore. As long as we pay attention, we should be fine. One of the things I'm going to be doing here in just a minute, as a matter of fact I think I'll do that now, is I'm going to be removing these blocks in the middle here, our little temporary bridge. That way the zombies don't try to break down the workshop and try to come after us directly inside our little horde base here. So we are pretty much ready to go. We'll do a last minute walk around and just make sure we didn't miss anything. I do want to take a minute. I did manage to get myself a claw hammer yesterday, so now I'm able to upgrade blocks much easier. I did put ladders in for the workshop that the zombies can't reach, which sometimes I can't reach either, so that the workshop is relatively safe and isolated. We're going to go into our building materials and we're going to grab out our wood. I did already pick up the cobblestone, so we're ready there. So we have a few building blocks, we have cobblestone, we have wood for repairs, and we have about just a little over an hour in game time before it starts. Bloodmoon starts at 10 p.m., which is 2200 hours. did go ahead and do a lot of the upgrading off stream because I didn't think you guys wanted to sit here and watch me right click a whole bunch of blocks. That doesn't seem exciting to me, so I thought I'd save you guys the agony of having to watch that. Now, I also did get the Gatherer for the Dew Collector so that I get water faster. You can also get a tarp, which will give you 2 waters in every slot, so you'll get 6 instead of 3. And then later on, you also get a water filter, so you'll get drinking water instead of murky water. And at that point, we can stop boiling our water. There is a drop over there, but I don't believe that we have enough time to go get it, so we're not going to take any chances. We are pretty much ready to go. I went ahead and had a whole bunch of trees planted back here in a row, but in the interest, I needed the wood, and in the interest of visibility, I went ahead and chopped them down, because the zombies during Bloodmoon, if they see those as an obstacle, they will knock them down, and then you lose whatever wood you would have been able to harvest if you had picked them up yourself. So I think we're about as ready as we're going to be. We have about 30 minutes time in-game. We have a little bit of light in the back. We have our cooking fires, which we can now turn off. And there's our 30-minute warning from our buddy Trader Wrecked over there. So we have the door closed. We have our food and our water. I did make red tea because it reduces the amount of food and water that you consume by 15%. Every little bit helps, especially since we are still a little low on supply, so we want to make sure that we are conserving as much as we can. Sorry, loud chair. So our inventory is organized. Our weapon is now repaired. And I did manage to find myself a hunting knife and upgrade it to the hunting knife as opposed to the bone knife, which does a bit more damage. As you can see, it does 14.6 with a 39.9 power attack damage. So you'll get to see how that works during the Bloodmoon. As I said before, the zombies will not be able to get to us, generally speaking. I have had them kind of clip through a little bit and hit me occasionally, but we will be able to hit them, and that sound means that it's time to start. And you can see the zombies spawning in the background. So we're in position and we're ready to go. Here they come. sure that it's repaired. See a bag and you can pick it up, do. The zombies will knock the bag off the platform. I will give you a little more commentary once this is over. I apologize for that. Not something I had considered up until now. Every once in a while I'll back up and check down here just in case a zombie got its legs dismembered and it's crawling. It's always a good idea to keep an eye on your base and just make sure that they're not doing damage. So we can reach some of the bags through the bars. That's why I use railing instead of bars. Take a minute, back off, look at what I have, just to see if there's anything useful for the moment. Listen, you can hear them hitting doing damage to the base down below because they fell off the platform. So now is probably an okay time to go down. Let's see if we can do a little cleanup. They're not too bad, so back up we go. That will be them coming back up our selected pathway. trying to do damage to your base and come after you. Turn it back. So we'll let that one go. Now the bags will despawn eventually, but it usually takes a few in-game hours for them to despawn. So if a bag drops, don't panic, because it usually lasts till the end of the Bloodmoon. You'll have time to go down and it disappears. Especially if it doesn't drop right above the point. Used to be that the first Bloodmoon, if you killed the zombies right away, you would run out of zombies about 2 times the way through. In the last couple of hours, it would still be Bloodmoon, but there would be no zombies. I don't know if fix that or not. I guess we'll have to wait and see here. We should be pretty sure that that's the case. It's usually only the first one where that's the case. After the first one, there's usually no zombies. Not this first time. Especially the spear, which has extra damage. And of course, you can use firearms. It's just that right now I have a limited amount of ammunition, and this is actually a reasonably easy strategy. Well, not even necessarily the first. I've actually done this quite a lot up until around night 70, and had it still be an effective strategy after upgrading the base to more durable materials. I think that bag fell down, so we'll have to get that after we're done. Bloodmoon's over at 4 a.m. game time, so we have about 2 more hours in game. Almost there. The other advantage to this is the zombies are spaced out. while you're trying to get them down. That can potentially become a problem later, but for the first probably half a dozen or so, it's not actually too bad. Okay. We got ourselves a ranger outfit, which gives us a health bonus on the chest piece. Now, if you notice, it is 2 a.m., the music has stopped, but we're still technically during Bloodmoon. I believe that it's run out of spawns. So we're going to go down, we're going to have a quick look around, just to make sure there's nothing left, and clean up all these bags at the bottom. And we'll take a look and see what we have. There are actually quite a few more bags than I thought there would be. Generally, the first Blood Moon, you don't get a lot. At least not as far as the bags go. And see, the zombies did manage to do a little bit of damage to the base, which we'll have to fix. But we will be reinforcing this anyways. And we'll be reinforcing the material that it's made out of as well. So it'll become less and less of a problem as we get farther and farther into the game. Okay, I think I can pretty safely say at this point that the first Blood Moon is over with, and we did a pretty good job. We'll go up and we'll take a look at, we have our repair tool out, and we'll take a look and see. So there's a little bit of damage right there, which this is why we have the extra cobblestone. We'll take a couple of minutes, we'll fix that. Our bars did take quite a bit of damage. That's one of the reasons you want to keep an eye on those during the invasion. And don't be afraid to whip out your hammer or your whatever repair tool you happen to have and do some repair while the zombies are coming at you, because better to take a couple extra seconds to kill a zombie than lose track of how well your base is enduring the damage, have something fail, and then have a bunch of zombies swarm you because of it. So it's a trade-off. Now, we did not have any any vultures this time. As far as I know, the vultures are the only flying zombies. They may have changed that, though I haven't seen any evidence of that yet. So there's no damage to the spike traps or anything up on the roof of the building. So for now, we can leave that as is. One of the things you want to do is, as soon as the Blood Moon is over, and the Blood Moon is effectively over, you want to take a few minutes and repair your base before you do anything else. If you do that, it's a lot harder to forget to do it later, and it will definitely make it so that you don't forget before the next Blood Moon. So we're going to take a couple of minutes, and we're going to go through what we got. Now, if you notice, this is a schematic, and this is a schematic, and then of course this is a book. Now, the way you can tell if you already have whatever the schematic is or the book is the little icon in the upper left will be an open book, where the ones you don't have or you still need will be a closed book. So this one and this one, those are both single books. These are multi-books, where you go up in levels with it. Some of them are 100, handguns are 100, repair tools are 50, because there's less repair tools, so there's less books that you need. So you use the books multiple times. And of course the schematics are one-time use. Now, you can use the schematic again if you have already used it. It will give you a little experience, so if you're getting close to that level and you want to knock it out real quick, that is one way to do it. We're going to go ahead and salvage these two for stones. But the other thing you can do is sell them to the trader. And right now, money is a little bit more important than XP, so I'm going to hold on to those and sell them to the trader. Medium armor. these are essentially the same. So we're going to wear that one. So now if we look absolutely ridiculous with no shoes, with a beanie hat, and biker chest and scavenger gloves. But we have medium armor, which is decent. We have medium armor for our gloves, which is decent. And then we have heavy armor, which does afford us a little bit of an XP gain, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. Eventually, we'll have a full set of whatever your choice of armor is, and for me, it's usually the assassin set because I like the sneaky sneak, especially because I use the knife. And there's Trader Rec letting us know that he's now open. So we can now take all of the stuff that we got that we don't want to keep over to the trader and sell it off for cash, which is what we're about to do. So that was our first Blood Moon. Blood Moon gives you basically two things. The first thing it gives you is a bunch of loot. Loot is good. We didn't really get anything major that time except a few XP books, but it's all useful, and it'll all be useful later on.
Morning. I got a hangover. You hungry or something?
Is it gives you experience. All the experience we can get. Now, I don't generally keep the
You
level
gotta
1
be
outfits.
the dumbest son of a bitch I've ever seen. Can't you see we're overstocked on those?
And he is just a little ray of sunshine, as you can see. I think that's pretty much it for our little friend here.
All that gawking at goods and that's all you buy?
And he always complains. We will eventually get more traders later on, but this just happened to be the one that we got to start with. I'm wondering if he's always the first one, because I don't remember a time that I didn't get him first. At least not since 1.0. So he may be the only one you get to begin with. If that's the case, that's a shame, because he's kind of a jerk. Alright, now, what I also did was I was lucky and got a few cookbooks, so I was able to get the recipe to make red tea, yucca juice, and goldenrod tea, along with bacon and eggs. And the nice thing is, regular water will give you 20, where goldenrod tea will give you 24, and the yucca juice will give you 34. So, depending on what you're using will depend on how much hydration you have. Okay, now we can take a minute and we can put back our little makeshift bridge here. I will eventually be putting a drawbridge in. I just don't happen to have the workbench yet. To make the drawbridge, we need a workbench. So we'll use one set of blocks straight across. So that's it, folks. I will be making a few updates to the base. As you can see, it's not complete yet. I will do those offline, mainly because I don't think you want to sit here and watch me upgrade a whole bunch of blocks over and over again. I don't really think that's very interesting. If you guys have any requests, please let me know. I will be happy to address any questions that you have, and you're more than welcome to send me messages if there's something you want to know. That's it for now. Hope you guys have a good day, and we'll see you later.